Could you tell me, like, who got the tattoo first? Was it?
Oh, man. Yeah, it could have been Drew. And then, yeah. And I'm not sure how many I did. Maybe it was like 20 or something. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So have you heard the story of Edith Macefield?
Yes, I have.
I have heard of Edith Macefield and her house.
You never heard the story of Edith Macefield?
I have not. I don't know who the fuck Edith Macefield is.
What I know of the story is that she refused to sell her home in Ballard to developers.
She passed on $1 million for her house.
Right. I mean, who does that?
That's the...
Who does that?
Well, for Ballard, I think we have quite independent spirit. We're still bitter about Seattle annexing us in 1907.
Ballard's an old fishing village. Ballard used to be the little stop that the fishermen would go to before they went to Seattle.
She represents that spirit of, you know, the big corporate interlopers coming in wanting to force me out of my house. And she said, no, I'm not moving.
I mean, why would you want to leave your home just for money? Especially if you're 80 years old, you're gonna die anyway, so what the fuck is money gonna do? LA Fitness, are you kidding me? I'm not gonna let that shit.
So you just gotta really like respect her for doing that. You know, it's kind of sets a good example.
And so do you go to the LA Fitness there now, or you said?
Yeah, I do. My father's known Edith for about 40 years, and I probably knew her for about 20 years. She used to walk her dog every day. We used to see her around here all the time. Her wishes really were just to be left alone. You know, her mom lived in that house. She lived in that house. She just really wanted to just stay there. I think the only stuff that really bothered her were when people really started to make a big deal out of her.
But another thing that I find interesting about Edith is that her story. Like I'd heard that she was in the OSS during World War II. Yeah, there's all these kind of unsubstantiated things. I heard that she had several children that she was all estranged from.
She kind of inspired the movie Up too, right? With the whole like the stubborn dude who didn't want to like leave and then his house just.
You know, the man that she left the house to in her will. It's like. Here's the guy who was building up everything around her house and kind of making her life a living hell because there's like construction going on all three sides of her house. But as far as I know, he was like, he took care of her. Yeah. So sweet.
Yeah, so she had a little garden here and a little bit right there where she had her azaleas, and I was superintendent. And so keeping Edith happy was a big deal.
What made you realize that you were welcomed into Edith's world? What was
well, when she didn't tell me to get the hell out of there. You know, I was taking care of her 7 days a week. So, I mean, I'd stay here till, 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night and then go home. And then I was the one doing her grocery shopping. I'm the one that's paying her bills. I'm the one that's taking her laundry out. She needed to get somebody with power of attorney. Then she turned and looked at me and says, well, I guess you're it. I mean, it was like a 900-pound gorilla sitting on my shoulders because now I am responsible. And so that was a little tougher than what you would think.
Did you get a lot of outside pressure from people telling you what they thought you should do?
No. One of the things that Edith told me was she said, you make sure and wait until you get your price.
Is there a story or anything that you'd like to tell us?
I don't know, she had a lot of stories. And she was actually a very good storyteller. She would tell you just enough and then stop.
It's kind of a derivative of like a Negroni, but it's whiskey based. It's called the Edith Macefield.
What do you think Edith would have drank?
I don't know. Gin, probably. She's like a gin lady.
I just thought it was really cool that she, you know, she grew up in that house, she wanted to stay there. She has nothing to do with $1 million. She has all these memories that were more valuable to her than $1 million or whatever they offered to her. So I just thought it was really cool and kind of offered up this tattoo as something that would remind them of how strong that she was, you know?
So it was kind of like a neighborhood homage to what Ballard used to be like.
I love that Curtis used the same stencil for everyone, but very much encouraged people to do their own take on it.
When I first moved here, I didn't really know a lot of people, and for the first 6 months, I was just trying to find my feet. And every morning, I would just go for these really long runs, and there was this one little house. And then I came to learn about the story, and it kind of fed into my running every morning, getting up no matter what I was dealing with. I felt like I was a part of it, even though I wasn't, you know.
What would you like to see happen to the house?
I mean, it's a small house. There's not a whole lot you can do with it.
It'd be awesome if it was something that a lot of people could enjoy.
See, I'm a Luddite. I would love it to just stay exactly how it was.
The house itself isn't the important thing. It's the, you know, the idea, the belief. And it could be anything.
All this talk of you, I don't try.
Yours has the porch light and the chimney, which nobody else got that.
I'm into it. Thank you. I like how they're all a little bit different.